Okay, so I've seen a lot of creative solutions for how to hand out candy on Halloween while social distancing. Most of them are along the lines of a slide or a chute or something like that, but this is what we came up with. My dad had this idea literally the day before Halloween, and we threw it together in about 2 hours. It's essentially a candy carousel. You put the candy on one side, and the kids can pick it up from the other side and you don't have to get anywhere near them. It's also really handy because you just have to tell them to pick it up off the table. You don't actually have to, put it down the chute or anything. So you can sit back and be lazy if you want. So it's a pretty simple device. So the base is an old generator cage. We got some wood screwed on top of that. The bearing in the center, it's a swivel style bearing. That's from an old Mega Touch arcade game. We've got the motor assembly over here. It's spring loaded and it's friction drive. It just has this skateboard wheel here which pushes against the bottom of the board, and that's how it spins it. Now you might notice the motor is a little bit tilted. That's because that skateboard wheel is not quite large enough for it to contact the board without the gear case hitting the board. And the interesting thing about this motor is it's got to be pushing at least 20-25 years old at this point. It came out of an old slushy machine that my dad brought home in the 90s, and I ended up taking it all apart, and I've just had it kicking around ever since then. But yeah, this works pretty well. We had it going all night, and we're going to save it for next year. Even if we don't have to deal with a pandemic next year, still a pretty clever idea.